I I've been sitting outside preparing for Sunday, the seventh annual Duke Ellington concert that's going to be in Depot Park in Gainesville, Florida. I was so excited to get a request by the president and director of 100 Voices of Florida, 1,000, sorry, 1,000, to do Duke Ellington's poem, Supreme Being. So I've been sitting outside. But, I've been noticing these holes in the yard. And the other night, just out of my peripheral, I saw something move. And I looked out the window, and it was a armadillo, a big fat armadillo. So Scott, my husband, said, Google armadillo and see if that's what's been making the holes in the yard. Well, come to find out, it's the armadillo. And I like to be outside. I like to walk barefoot. I like to hug the trees. I even like lying on the grass because the earth is so healing. And it said that in an article in the American Journal of American Medicine, whatever AMA, whatever that magazine is, book is, that inflammation-related illnesses didn't start showing up in the human body until 1960, and that's when the soles of our shoes started being made with rubber instead of leather. So I like to come outside and walk barefoot. Well, when I looked up armadillo and saw that the holes in the backyard came from an armadillo because they like to root for bugs and worms, and so this armadillo was on our patio. But guess what else? It blew me away. Armadillos are the only other animal that carry the virus for freaking leprosy. Did you know that? Leprosy. So it said that if you're going to cover up the holes in your backyard, make sure you use gloves. If you're using your hand, put the dirt back in. That was not my plan anyway. But the fact that walking around barefoot, how is that not on the news? Epstein, Epstein file, people have been doing that since the beginning of time, and they're doing it while they're talking about it. But y'all need to tell people that walking around outside, that armadillos carry the virus for leprosy. I grew up in the country. I'd never heard that before in my life. So I'm sharing this with a friend of mine who also grew up in the country here in Florida. And she said, "Oh yeah, you can get leprosy from armadillo. That's what I tell folks who be eating them." I said, "Eating them?" She said, "Yeah, they eat them. They eat them. They love eating armadillos." Are you kidding me? And you could get leprosy from a darn armadillo. Blew my mind. It blew my mind. I don't ever remember hearing Daddy say anything about it. Maybe Daddy didn't know. So then when I was at the acupuncture school and I was telling that to one of the instructors, and she said that it was minimal chance of you getting it. I was like, what does that mean? What is minimal? Can you please measure minimal for me? I don't know what minimal is. And the armadillo? People may pick them up and move them off the road after they've been killed. They don't know that they're exposing themselves to to leprosy. I was blown. So I don't know what to do now. So my friend who's from Florida, she said, well, you just need to get you a BB gun and shoot at the armadillo because the shell is hard and you won't hurt them. It will just chase them away. But they get babies. They have babies 4 at a time. And so I don't know. I don't know what to do with the yard. I'll hose down the patio. But what about me walking barefoot so that I can be close to nature, so my body can heal, so that I can have this wonderful exchange through the bottom of my feet with the earth and releasing toxins and pulling all the wonderful stuff from the ground that my body needs. I don't know. An armadillo? Y'all tell me if you knew that you could get leprosy from an armadillo? So, I have this bench here, and I put the bench back here so that I could come and sit in the yard with no shoes on and just read, or, like I'm practicing my Duke Ellington speech, my Duke Ellington poem, Supreme Being. But I'm sitting out here with some shoes on today because I got to get more clarity on what's the likelihood of me getting leprosy from the armadillos running in the backyard. And so I was going outside, and I actually did take a picture of it. So Scott saw me going outside to take a picture of the armadillo. He said, "You're afraid of lizards. What are you doing going outside to try to take a picture of an armadillo?" I was like, but the lizards, it's too many of them. If it was that many armadillos running around, maybe it would bother me. But I went out and I got a shot of the armadillo, and it was just looking for food, looking for water, I guess, because it's been so dry. I don't know. Oh, I know what it is. That's right. When I also looked it up, it said that armadillos like eggshells. Well, because I've been trying to compost, I put my eggshells and all of my other stuff, and I notice it get eaten, but I understand, these animals out here, they need a little food. But armadillos love eggshells. They love eggs. So guess what? My composting days are over. And Scott said, well, you live in the city. That's why you're supposed to have a garbage disposal and a trash compactor. You're not supposed to be putting stuff in the backyard. But, I was trying to put it in a little compost area with the dirt and stuff. And I noticed my stuff was being dug up, and I thought maybe it was the deer. I didn't know it was a leprosy-causing armadillo. Ooh. Never knew that. Supreme Being. There is a Supreme Being. There is one, only one Supreme Being. Out of lightning, thunder, chaos, and confusion. This is Duke Ellington's poem. The Supreme Being organized and created and organized heaven and earth. For darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the earth was without form. Light, good. Darkness, good. Day, good. Night, good. Evening, good. Morning, good. Firmament. Water, good. Dry land, good. Earth, sea, grass, herb, fruit tree. Delicious. The great light and the lesser light. Sun, moon, the moving creatures of the sea, the fowl of the air, cattle and the creeping thing, beast of the earth. And last but not least, the most perfect creature, man, in the image of God, male, female, to dominate, man to dominate over land, sea, sky, bird, beast, fish, serpent, lobster, shrimp, oyster, terrapin, snail, swan, and apple tree. I shall never forget the apple tree. Oh yes, I was there. Do you remember me? I was the apple. There I was, suspended in midair, the leaves rustling in the breeze. 'Twas such a lovely day. I was swinging, ripening in peace and quiet, and who do you think came down that limb? We know the story. That's what I'm practicing on out here. I'm Pamela Marshall. I hope that you will come to Depot Park Sunday so that you can hear the Supreme Being in its entirety and the 1,000 Voices of Florida Choir at Depot Park, 4 o'clock. Bring your lawn chairs, bring your blanket. There will be food trucks. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful Sunday afternoon under the direction of President Joy Banks. Thank you, and watch out for those armadillos. You don't want to get leprosy from the armadillo. No.